Hello! In the wild and in farmlands, an invisible enemy lurks, electricity. These stories are not mere accidents, but rather revealing glimpses into the conflict between nature and man's creations. Let's go. Electricity is both a shield and a source of shock in the animal world. It protects farms, saves money, and keeps predators away. But it also raises difficult questions about stress, safety, and ethics. Do you have an alternative? Help the farmer. Is an electric fence a shield or a blade? In farm fields, electric fences draw invisible boundaries. A horse touches a wire and recoils in horror. It will never try again. Pigs, curious by nature, learn to avoid them after a big shock. A lucky cow was pulled away by its owner. But not everyone gets a second chance. Electric fences are cheap and easy to install, but at what cost? The constant shocks can turn safety into constant fear, raising ethical questions. Are we protecting our animals or hurting them? Under the canopy of the rainforest, a monkey swings on an electric wire as if performing in a circus without an audience. Its hands are nimble, its eyes sparkle with mischief. It has no idea that every step is a juggle with death. Not only small creatures, even giants of nature are also succumbed to electricity. In the dim light of a circus, an elephant, a symbol of power, suddenly collapsed, its body shaking from the electric shock. Is this entertainment or a cruel performance disguised? In the distance, a python, its belly distended with its prey, slithered up a power pool, wrapping itself tightly as if in defiance. But the current was unforgiving. A shock and it was sent flying, a scorched black mark on the ground. In a distant forest, a mountain goat was dragged by an eagle onto a high-tension power line. Its charred body served as a warning that even the most natural moments can be distorted by humans. Look at that sloth mistaking a power line for a tree branch. These are not just accidents. We need to have an immediate solution by using insulation or covering the power lines in areas near the habitat of slow animals. Electric currents do not discriminate. Bees and spiders, creatures so small they are almost invisible, fall before the electric fence. They may seem insignificant, but each shock is a reminder that no living thing can escape the invisible blade of man. A squirrel, out of curiosity, jumps over the electric wire, leaving only a motionless shadow. These moments are not just tragedies, they are indictments. Why do we let these lifeless wires become the scythe of death? Electric shocks, even at low voltage, can cause muscle damage or heart rhythm disturbances. In young calves whose bodies are not yet fully developed, these shocks can cause developmental delays or long-term disability. Amid these tragedies, glimmers of hope appear. Animal advocates are looking to insulated wiring, non-conductive materials and clever designs to protect both animals and humans. Why are these solutions still so few? Why do we continue to allow wire and fence to become a death trap for animals? A loose horse ran for miles on a California highway before colliding with a car. The horse, named Bliss, was reportedly running on the 101 freeway in Encinitas after getting loose from a training exercise. The horse ran approximately 6 miles before impacting a Mercedes-Benz. Fortunately, both the horse and the driver of the car are expected to recover. If a horse or large animal runs off the road, immediately notify the traffic police or animal control team to block off the area and ensure safety. At the same time, reduce speed safely. Hi guys! Wildlife accidents lurk in every corner of the city, causing millions of dollars in damage every year. Be careful, drive slowly, and report wildlife sightings. How are people coping? And what is the best solution to get home safely?
Oh!
No, that horse was a moose. Did anyone else get the same idea as I did at first? But here's the truth. A collision between a car and a horse on Highway 283 near Altus, Oklahoma. The horse died and the driver was left dazed but uninjured because his car had a seatbelt. The accident happened south of Martha Y. Tips for driving on I-80. A driver was struck by a deer after hitting a moose in icy winter conditions. To stay safe, drive slowly, turn on your headlights, and watch for moose crossing the road. Use winter tires, keep your distance, and avoid sudden moves to stay safe on icy roads. Installing moose crossing warning signs on roads like Tyner and University Way in Minnesota alerts drivers to slow down and watch for wildlife. These signs placed in high-risk zones remind drivers to maintain safe speeds, reducing annual deer vehicle collisions by up to 30% in similar areas. A moose disrupted traffic while being guided across a busy road. The well-meaning helper lacked caution, as moose can be powerful and aggressive. In such collisions, is it safer to stay in your vehicle and pull over to the shoulder to ensure safety for others behind you? A herd of 70 cows blocked Florida's turnpike for nearly 4 hours after escaping a burning trailer, causing massive traffic delays. Without intervention, such incidents could paralyze roads for longer. In Florida, unsafe livestock confinement leading to loose animals can result in a first-degree misdemeanor with penalties including fines up to $1,000, 0 cents, or jail time. What do you think is a safe speed to drive if you hit a moose trying to cross a dark highway at 75 mph? This happened many nights in Montana. The passenger side windshield was almost shattered. My sister-in-law came to pick us up. She saw the moose on the shoulder of the car. She said it looked like a horse. Moose avoiding cars on icy Russian highways is a story that is not unique to Russia, but also occurs in some areas of the United States. If you encounter an incident like this, should you leave the moose alone or call for rescue to resolve the problem and ensure the safety of the next person? There are many other things in the place where it is going, so installing a fence will reduce the unwanted danger. In Texas, herding cattle off highways like I-10 is restricted to trained professionals, such as ranchers or animal control officers. Unauthorized individuals attempting to chase or move livestock can worsen traffic and risk injury. Where do these ducks come from that suddenly waddle across foreign highways like I-95 in Maine, causing traffic chaos? When cars have to make sudden turns or stops, it can be very dangerous for ducks and people. To solve this problem, build tunnels and strictly enforce livestock control laws. Broken fences or neglectful ranches. Raising livestock near railroad tracks is a recipe for disaster, with livestock standing no chance against an armoured train. Long-term, stricter grazing regulations When it comes to animals, we can say that they are innocent because they do not know the rules and regulations and are not aware of the dangers of trains. However, we must also say that the responsibility of the herders must be taken for not following simple rules. With a little more care and attention to management, your family's donkeys will be safe. In September 2018, a herd of wild kangaroos ran afoul of the Garrett 6029 steam locomotive near Bungendore, Australia, racing alongside the train through a vast paddock. The tragedy reduced the local kangaroo population by an estimated 20 to 30 animals. Already concerned, authorities are now pushing for protective fencing and speed limits to prevent such incidents. During the 30 to 60 agonizing seconds when a train stops, a startled horse bolts across the tracks, barely able to escape. Worse, it risks derailing the train. Animals don't learn, trains don't stop quickly. Does using ultrasonic deterrence help train drivers navigate? Horrific collision. A black cloud exploded behind the engine. Luckily, no one was injured and the engine remained stable thanks to its design to withstand birds weighing up to 8 pounds. But the incident has raised alarm bells for the aviation industry. With 13,000 bird strikes each year in the US, the risk is always lurking. If you are familiar with physics, you'll already know that force equals mass multiplied by acceleration. The less force there is, the smaller the likelihood of damage occurring. We can't change the mass of the bird or the aircraft, but what we can change is our acceleration. Or, to put it even more simply, slow down. You would think that after all these years on Earth, animals would learn to avoid things like this. In a deeper sense, these incidents highlight the conflict between urban development and deer habitat. They instinctively cross the tracks in search of food or mates, unaware of the vehicles moving. Vultures are nature's cleanup crew, and their presence in the dense baseline forests is not unusual as they are attracted to dead animals on the tracks. Train drivers should be on the lookout for flocks of vultures circling overhead, signaling that animals may cross the tracks. A train has driven through a herd of sheep in southern Germany, knocking down 50 of the animals. Police in Konstanz on the German-Swiss border said none of the people on the train, 4 passengers and the driver, were hurt. How can we prevent these risks? Share your thoughts to find the best solution for drivers. Subscribe to our channel to discover new solutions in the following episodes.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.